Picture this. It's 2023 and AI is starting to become actually usable, and people aren't completely hating it just yet. AI covers of songs start cropping all over YouTube. You got Plankton singing Beggin', Phone Guy singing Cupid, and Jay Schlatt singing My Way. That one's real. While all this was happening in the AI space, another trend was brewing in the background, making SpongeBob and Friends, and frankly a lot of other cartoons, rap. One of the more popular examples of this is the SpongeDub videos, Your Boy Sponge, that one cover of Off the Grid, and most notably the Crusty Crew anthem.
Brand new bag for bro, but I didn't pay for it.
Notably, all these examples were using clips from the show, stretched out, or they were just impersonations, until one fateful day when someone decided to combine both. This one day in June of 2023. On June 4th, 2023, a brand new channel with an AI-generated photo of a guy with ski goggles and a puffer jacket uploaded what seemed to be just another SpongeBob rap song, but something was different about this. The production was high tier, the beat fire, and the voice sounded exactly like Mr. Krabs, which this first video was.
Damn, ride with my Celtic. I know that I'm selfish, but I know that I'm a savage.
And the song overall, just a banger. Although the song didn't go immediately like viral and like entered the mainstream, it did gain a good amount of success. And it wouldn't be until GLORB's second video where things would forever change. Just 7 days after GLORB dropped The Formula, he then went on to drop STD, featuring Plankton, or as he's now referred to, Dankton. No one was ready for a SpongeBob character to pop off this hard. He essentially buried Mr. Krabs in this song and just went in for the kill. This song was truly something different. In just 1 week, the production had a major upgrade, and the lyrics were just vile.
I got pearls on my neck, I'm in the Tom bucket. I got pearl giving neck, and see a calm bucket. You already saw this defeat, you can't unsuck it. Your daddy crapping, I'm a demon, he should run from me.
They dissected Krabs in a way no one would think is possible. And in just 1 week, the production quality took a major jump, even though it was already so good. And the world loved it. TikTok was on fire, YouTube Shorts was playing in the sandbox. This video currently sits at 6 million views on YouTube, which for context isn't even close to his most famous video. This song would be the poster child for what I dubbed the GLORB AI video era. Mr. Krabs, or as he's now known as Mr. Swags, would respond to this absolute character assassination with the song Crab Walk. Now, it's not a response per se. He didn't really diss Plankton back. He kind of just did his own thing. The chorus is really good on the song, if I do say so myself. It just repeats in my head. It keeps going on and on. These two songs already left The Formula, which is GLORB's first song, in the dust in terms of production quality and lyricism. It was clear whoever was behind this knew what they were doing, and that they have started taking this seriously. They see the potential. 7 days later, GLORB dropped the song Fun, which is SpongeBob or Sponge Op's debut into the Glorblious. And from the get-go, you can tell immediately whose side SpongeBob is on. I won't be playing any part of this song because the lyrics are just so disgusting. Like, I don't know who allowed SpongeBob to say this. I think the AI should just stop when he heard whatever the hell GLORB was trying to say in the song. You can tell at this point he's trying to like build the characters up, trying to figure out what each character does, what it is. You can really see the foundations being built of each of these people have a distinct rapping style, different lyricism, everything like that. But even through all of SpongeBob's lyrics about... Goddamn, I don't even think I want to say what the lyrics are about. But even throughout all this, in this era, Dankton soloed them. Dankton still had the upper hand. And you can tell Dankton had the upper hand because Krabs had to recruit SpongeBob into his own team just to have a chance to clear Plankton. 3 days later, GLORB dropped KYS. Dankton's response to the team up of SpongeBob and Swags. In classic Dankton fashion, he absolutely decimated both these people. The song itself is not that good, but the lyricism, you can tell Dankton is less of a songwriter and more of a, hey, I will actually insult you and your lineage to the point where you will actually want to kill yourself, hence the title.
Did it like Kobe with a headshot. He got got red skin, I got red dye.
He even goes as far as to flip Mr. Swag's flow from the song Crab Walk.
Sponge boy, where you at is right. Sponge boy, he die.
Sponge boy pussy, you gon' have to eat a Panadol. Sponge boy pussy, cause I fucked him in like every hole.
This is the end of the AI Glorb video era, and it's obvious that Dankton came out on top, but he wouldn't be at the top for much longer. On July 6, 2023, Swags, SpongeBob, and the newly recruited Squid Ock formed the Crusty crew and dropped the, which up until this point was his most impressive track. You had 3 different rappers, if you want to say, going back and forth, completely destroying Dankton lyrically and like in the video, just going at him. And especially with the momentum GLORB gained from the last 5 songs and the combination of the insane lyricism throughout and the really just good songwriting, all these songs are just good in their own right. Like if they didn't have the AI voiceover, they would just be good songs. But due to all these factors, The Bottom quickly became, to this point, the most viral song that he had released. This started to get a lot of ears on his songs and a lot more people interested into what this guy is doing, like what is going on here. You can tell from every element, maybe not the video, that the person behind this knows what they're doing. The popular opinion regarding this song is that Squidward's verse is the best, especially since it was his debut. He really did have really good melody and some good lyricisms. But in this song, honestly, the most underrated part is SpongeBob's verse. The way he flows, the way he slides into the song is just legendary. You gotta hear this. But with the release of this song, Squidward immediately became a fan favorite and people were just already demanding a solo song from Squidward, which wouldn't happen for a pretty long time. And by this point, GLORB started planting the seeds of the universe that he was starting to build and the lore that he was starting to build, especially with the next song, KFC, in which Plankton ends up brainwashing Patrick and having him feature on a diss track towards the Crusty crew. So imagine that, SpongeBob. Your best friend going up against you with the enemy and dissing you. Just imagine that.
No, bitch, this is Patrick. Pay fucking superstar riding in a supercar. Shooting at that boy like Cupid Dipper with my Ruger, bro. You want the crab bank in a trap, me hit my cash out. I just hit up Sandy like, yo, bitch, what's your Snapchat?
Well, this song is not Dankton's best diss track. That title still goes to STD. It was clear that Dankton is having trouble fighting the Crusty crew, especially with Squid Ock the hitter on the Crusty crew's side. KFC, while not revolutionary, had some very good flows, especially in Patrick's verse, and a really good back and forth section towards the end of the song. And it just ends with seemingly him killing the Crusty crew, which has to be non-canon because we are at. By this point,
GLORB
started dropping songs like and the Larry song. I'm not gonna go over them in this section because they don't pertain to the lore, but I'll go over them later in the video. So KFC was in response to The Bottom. So in response to KFC, or not really, it is after KFC, but it's not really a response. It's kind of like a soft reboot if you think about it. They dropped the song Eugene. And at this point, the lore was in full effect, with the video starting with the death of Karen, Plankton's wife, from a drive-by shooting from an unknown source. This would have major ramifications for the rest of the lore in the very near future, actually. And by this point, GLORB had hit another evolution in its video quality, where it just like went so far up compared to the last videos from like The Bottom to KFC. You can tell he's hiring talent to help him with these videos. The song itself is less of a diss and more of a brag because the diss is killing Plankton's wife. What are these words coming out of my mouth?
Did this for my city cause I rap Bikini Bottom. My David B. Goliath hit that one eye when I pop him. Cause I'm only be doing real shit. I don't do no side reps. Squidward got that kill switch stopped up like his Baghdad. Patrick, he was brainwashed, but we got him back yet.
SpongeBob, what are you drilling?
Cause my boss is Mr. Swagger, yeah.
But like all of Glorb's song, this song is just another banger. Now, by this point, seeing the back and forth of the Crusty crew and Dankton, you would think that Plankton would just drop another response diss track. But no, he dropped something different. He dropped a song called Sad Keeney, which is a love ballad to Karen, who, as we discussed earlier, died in an unknown drive-by shooting. This song is unlike anything we've heard up till now. It's not a diss track. It's literally a ballad from the heart of Plankton, even though the lyrics are kind of not ballady.
When every op gets slammed and every five gets blamed, well, I still want revenge now that you're not here.
Not much to say about this one except true Glorb fans, me, were internally crying, and maybe some were externally crying, and this song conveyed that Plankton would have his revenge very soon. Now, after listening to this love ballad, SpongeBob and Squidward became super cocky and dropped the song Kill Cam, in which they literally confessed to the murder of Karen and dropped one of their most braggadocious songs up till now.
I like my cash draining thick like the fucking bubble bass, and when I smash her and dip, I hit her with a huddle pass. Like we play in NFL, I got my chopper and LE. When I smash, I do not tell, I'm sliding home like Major League. Yeah.
Every bar building on top of the last, like nothing can touch them at this point, because if you think about it, nothing can. They finally took over Bikini Bottom. Bikini Bottom was theirs, and Plankton was out of the picture because he's just too sad. They think they broke Plankton down from the inside, and now he's just gone. Bye. But little did they know, they wouldn't be running Bikini Bottom for long. While the crew was busy flaunting their riches and running Bikini Bottom, Dankton was busy resurrecting Karen from the ground up, making her smarter, faster, stronger, apparently getting a BBL. And you can see this all culminate with the song Vengeance. Dankton has officially started his revenge tour. We see a new and improved Karen sporting an arm-attached Gatling gun and a huge mech body, laying waste to the Crusty crew in just Bikini Bottom, literally just stomping out buildings. She was laying waste physically and lyrically, because this song has some of the most insane bars Glorb has written up till now.
Don't get me started on that crab. He the father of the year to that tubby little slide pearl. I let my husband fuck you as a joke. Shit, I would say kill yourself, but you'd probably break the rope, bitch.
She is after every single person in the crew, simply assassinating the characters of every single person in the Crusty crew while making the song sound good as well. By the end of this song, the Crusty crew are ran out of Bikini Bottom and are forced into hiding, and actually SpongeBob ends up taking the worst of it by getting shot in the chest, and we are left, and that's where the video ends. We don't know if SpongeBob survived or not. Glorb has started leaving us cliffhangers in his universe, and it actually took quite a bit. We were actually concerned for quite a bit. What happened to SpongeBob? Well, luckily, or unluckily if you're on Dankton's side, SpongeBob made it out alive, though not unharmed, both physically and emotionally. In the start of the video, it's revealed that Sandy is breaking up with SpongeBob, and she cannot handle the senseless violence that has befallen Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob, in response, releases a very, very heartfelt country song, asking the question,
Can gangsters cry? Cause lately it's been weighing on my mind. And I say I'm fine, cause underwater no one sees a teary eye.
The song is short and sweet and very memorable.
But all I wanna do is be right there by your side. Can gangsters cry? Sandy, I've been missing on you. A day ain't the same without you. Now I'm wondering, can gangsters cry? Whoa.
Dankton, taking a page out of the Crusty crew's playbook and hearing a heartfelt song from SpongeBob, decides to release D&D, a braggadocious song just like Kill Cam was. And with this song, he's cementing his victory over the Crusty crew.
Send that pussy sponge on a trip to the ICU. Said that he a gangster, goddamn, now he crying too. Hasta la vista, bombs like Batista. Deep game strong with my 9mm. The bold head crab, Jada Smith, alopecia. Eugene did a John C. We can't see ya.
But little did Dankton know, the Crusty crew have an ace up their sleeve. At this point, we have reached peak Glorb. This song right here is his most famous to date, sitting at around 21 million views. The lore up to this point was actually very intriguing. The back and forth of the Crusty crew and Dankton was taking over the internet by storm. The previous songs left fans wondering how would the Crusty crew retaliate and how would they take their revenge. A few months passed without an update from D&D, and then one day, not out of nowhere, the Crusty crew dropped The Bottom 2, the sequel to the banger that was The Bottom. Now this song contained an expanded and enhanced Crusty crew, now with Sandy and Patrick both having verses alongside the original Crusty crew.
You know the crab like money.
Know the spines like fun.
Know the store keeps shining.
Know that squid likes guns.
What we all got in common when the shit's said and done is a dead fucking road cheddar city that we run.
But the crew alone will not be able to take on Mecha Karen, and the ace up their sleeve that I mentioned previously is, don't laugh, it is Gary injected with steroids. The worst part is this works. With our steroid injected Gary, the Crusty crew is able to defeat Karen and take back Bikini Bottom from the evil Dankton's hands. But Bikini Bottom is laid flattened after this battle. There is nothing left. The ending of this video is the crew sitting down looking at the town they all just destroyed. But it was all worth it because they could take back Bikini Bottom from Plankton. The song itself is a lyrical masterpiece, and also a cinematic masterpiece. The video quality with the song had us improved tenfold. Some of the editing on this, the shot composition on this, there's actual directing and story pieces and fight choreography in this video. And up till now, The Bottom 2 objectively is the best song that GLORB has released. And this took GLORB from viral to actually mainstream. And even a year later, people are still talking about this song. After this song, GLORB started taking a lot of time between his song releases, which it makes sense seeing how much the video quality has increased, because he doesn't just have to make the songs now, he has to actually make the corresponding music videos to go along with it. And he also has to start building the lore for this universe. After The Bottom 2, a new arc started, which I like to call This arc starts with the song Trendsetter, which is a long-awaited Squidward solo song. This song did not disappoint. Although it didn't have any lore implications, it was just a good amount of fan service, and it really cemented Squidward as the hitter of the Crusty crew. And overall, it's just a really good solo Squidward song, or a really good song in general.
Yeah, I'm addicted to the sound of cash registers. Yeah, coming round like predators. I cut pussies out of frame like an editor. Down here in bikini, where operas go Houdini. You would think we pressing you the way that we've been leaning. She go suck and rub me up just like a genie. I'm a Virgil off the white line, Charlie Sheen.
This arc truly kicks off with the song Mob Ties. This song goes over how after the battle that destroyed Bikini Bottom, Dankton bulldozes whatever is left of the chum bucket and builds the Clam Casino and gets the Bikini Bottom populated hooked to gambling. Dankton just made steak, by the way. And in the process, Dankton started making a lot of money. And it's shown in the video that at the heart of this casino is what's left of Karen. I assume that all the computing of the casino runs through Karen, and that's the only reason he would revive her. Mrs. Puff makes an appearance in the song and drops an insane verse dissing the entire Crusty crew. With what SpongeBob has made her go through, I think this is just super justified.
Time to introduce myself, I'll be the puff bar. Smoking Zaza in the repeat cause I puff hard. Said fuck Eugene, that boy a bitch, he couldn't fuck hard. I mean it literally, bitch, I'm finna blow up.
The Crusty crew, seeing that Dankton is running a very successful casino, just will not let that slide. And in the next song, Ocean's 11, we get to see how the crew will infiltrate this casino. Past this point, this song and the next two are just my favorite GLORB songs till date. But this one right here, Ocean's 11, is number one for me personally. Especially Patrick's verse. The beat swap in Patrick's verse just scratches an itch in my brain every single time. The flow on his verse is just so nice, especially in he also, in his verse, goes ahead and flips Dankton's verse from KYS with the haha, we know where you live, and it's just a really cool callback to that era.
We know where you live, like we
Did it like Cobain with a headshot. He got red skin, I got red dye.
And this song also has a bar which has a supposed penta entendre.
I got the stick, I got the switch, I dumping clips, I let it hit his eye, I run a ship, I Captain Crip, I needle prick, I think I'm dripping, I.
Which is absolutely insane. I haven't been going into the lyricisms of this song, but GLORB's writing is legitimately some of the best I've ever heard. The references, it feels like he pulls these references out of his ass, honestly. It never feels out of place. Now, back to the lore. In this one, SpongeBob, Krabs, and Patrick infiltrate the casino by becoming high rollers, while our resident cybercriminal, Squidward, is tasked with hacking into the casino's CCTV and putting the footage on loop so that they can find a way to the secret vault and steal the casino's money. While the crew is able to infiltrate the casino and Squidward is able to put the cameras on loop, they didn't take one thing into account. The head of security is none other than Dennis. Throughout their entire stint in the casino, Dennis is keeping a close eye on them, and as SpongeBob and Patrick make their way into the vault room, Dennis is close behind and stops them in their track from opening up the vault. SpongeBob is able to place a C4 on the vault door while Patrick ensues in a fist fight with Dennis. Patrick is able to fend off Dennis long enough for the explosives to go off, which ends up incapacitating Dennis. With the vault door open, the money is up for grabs. Squidward arrives to help with stashing all the money, but by this point, Dankton had realized what is going on and ends up holding SpongeBob hostage. But what they didn't account for is Mr. Krabs in the helicopter above them. He busts through the roof, saves SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, and they all grab the bags of money and leave. And it looks like it's all smooth sailing from here. The crew is able to flee with the money in hand, but little did they know, Dankton is able to sneak onto the helicopter and plant a C4, which goes off. And the video ends. By this point, the fate of the Crusty crew is unknown. I separated the last two songs into their own category as canonically they both take place at the same time, and depending on how you look at this opens up kind of a GLORB multiverse. After an agonizing 6-month wait from Ocean's 11, GLORB dropped the song The Bottom 3, the sequel we didn't know we needed but we got anyways. The Bottom 3 is his most ambitious song to date, to this date. If you've been following along, you realize that even with how many members the Crusty crew has, Dankton is able to solo them each and every time. The opening of the Bottom 3 is no different. We are hit with a snippet of a Dankton solo track, which is some fucking fire. And in this intro, Dankton does end up killing the Crusty crew. So canonically, Dankton won, but because of some bullshit, Fred was standing right near with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy and apparently has time rewinding powers. So Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, seeing that the Crusty crew die by the hands of Dankton, end up asking Fred to rewind time, and then Merman Barkleboy, using the invisible boatmobile, go up to the helicopter and save the Crusty crew before the helicopter explodes. The crew ends up going into hiding in the Merma lair, and they decide to suit up using their super suits seen in classic SpongeBob. Now, instead of waiting to see what Dankton does, the crew decides to attack first by Mad Maxing their way to the Clam Casino and blowing the whole building up. Meanwhile, Dankton is assembling a crew of his own to finally and once and for all to put an end to the Crusty crew. Dankton sees that the Clam Casino has been blown up, and he sees the crew escaping to Jellyfish Fields. Dankton, along with his pseudo-suicide squad, follow them to Jellyfish Fields, and at this point, a legendary battle ensues. I won't be going over every beat in this battle. The battle starts to tip in the crew's favor as each of the Suicide Squad go down one by the hands of the crew. Dankton sees that he is losing this battle, and in a desperate move, ends up launching a dirty bomb onto Jellyfish Fields. And to this day, we do not know the result of that. The video just ends after a nuke goes off. But we do see that Fred is standing there watching over, so probably he rewinded time and did some bullshit again, which is, I hate that so much. This song is insane. Lore aside, everything from the lyrics, the melodies, the fact that GLORB is now layering the separate AI voice models to create harmonies, the fact that he is taking the flow from the snippet to the ending verse and even mentioning in the lyrics, "We took your flow again."
Don't forget we from the bottom.
It's just absolutely insane. Everything about this song is insane. Instead of being 3D animated, he ended up 2D animating this song, which is just a love letter to GLORB fans because it allows the song and the lore to be expressed so much more. And song-wise, every member of the Crusty crew got their own verse. They weren't relegated to just chorus or just chorus harmonies and stuff like that. Every single one got their own dedicated verse. All these reasons are why this song is on track to become the most famous on GLORB's channel in no time. It is sitting on 9 million views right now, so it could very well beat at the bottom two, which is absolutely insane that we're just speaking in such large numbers for SpongeBob AI rap. Like I said previously, GLORB has separated the timeline. The latest song from GLORB, which is titled Go, is what would have happened if Fred never rewinded time. With the Crusty crew out of the picture, Dankton is able to lay waste to Bikini Bottom and finally reign over and have his world domination. This guy is so insane that with the Crusty crew dead, Sandy and the other Bikini Bottom inhabitants are mourning the loss of their beloved friends, and Dankton just rolls up to the funeral and ends up just killing everyone else associated with them. Dankton just ends up killing everyone in cold blood. This is a Dankton we haven't seen up till now. He is fully let loose, and this is the most dangerous version we've seen of him. Visually, this is the best looking GLORB song. It's directed like an actual music video. The lighting and rendering are some of the best I've seen for not just animation rap, but like YouTube videos in general. Some of these visuals are genuinely insane. Like the Super Bowl line, the visual of it zooming out of the whole Super Bowl stadium to a giant Plankton, it's just absolutely insane. But towards the end of this song, it's revealed that this was all for naught, as Fred ends up reversing time and we're brought back to the universe in which the bottom three took place in.
Not a city, know my name. I've been taking what I want, but it's not enough. I've been focused on my words like a formula. Buddy acting like a slut, and I'm down to fun. If I'm going down, of course I'm taking all of y'all. But the fight ain't winning me, I go to war. I'm the tyrant for this money when I stack it, build a wall. To twist it with that fire stick and turn them into s'mores. Man, my bullets getting stupid, rich, they came to eat the poor. Oh, God.
If you have been somehow following along by this point, you probably started to realize the genius behind GLORB. No, I'm not going to say that this is the best story ever crafted in the history of stories, But it's insane that what started out as probably just a bit of fun someone was doing with AI has turned into this lore-driven gangster SpongeBob universe. And not only a story, but genuinely some of the best rage trap on the market right now. Lyrically, production-wise, beat choice-wise, everything is top-notch. Glorb is genuinely the whole package. And I am a true glazer.
Pain, it found its way back in.
I'm too lazy to set up my camera, so I'm just going to record with a webcam. Throughout this whole video, you might be wondering, who is Glorb? Who is the man behind this? Even from the beginning, there was a lot of speculation, obviously, about who this guy is. His main marketing gimmick at one point was just saying, who is Glorb? I mean, the only confirmation that we have that this is just a human in general, there's someone behind this, is that at the ending of the Bottom 3 music video, he does a merch drop, and the Glorb himself is standing there in the puffer jacket and ski goggles, selling you on his merch, essentially. There were a few guesses. The main one I remember at the time was people saying it was Yeet, which I didn't really believe. Why would someone that prolific be doing something stupid like this? Because if we're being honest, this isn't the best use of Yeet's time. There were a lot of guesses throughout. To this day, we don't have confirmation about who actually is Glorb. Now, there are some very good guesses, but I think that's beyond the scope of this video. I have a very good guess of my own, or rather, I know with like 90% certainty who Glorb is, but I would rather not divulge that. I would rather keep it ambiguous. There's a million videos online kind of confirming who I think it is. It's not that hard to put the pieces together, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna leave Glorb anonymous for now. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe my guess is wrong. My guess could definitely be wrong, but we're gonna leave it as is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If anyone is watching this video, this took a lot of time to make, and that's funny to say because while editing this video and hearing back what I was saying, it just sounded like someone from an insane asylum or something. I sounded like I was going insane hearing myself back reading all that garbage, but I did this from a place of love. I love Glorb videos. And Glorb, please let me produce for you.
Gang ain't neurotypical, my bro got autism. She thought he threw up gang signs, it's just my dog stimming. The brain was multi-syllable, she put some thought in it. She said she want that hang time, my Tony Hawk in it. Nice. Lean man, I spent money, bitch, I fuck you like a